MMA/UFC facts that sound fake but are actually true, part 3. Tony Ferguson didn't consider the UFC until his mid-20s. He used to work at a bar and was a wrestling gym coach for kids at his friend's gym. Diego Sanchez became the first fighter in UFC history to have 20 of his fights end by decision. He reached his 20th decision during UFC 239. Don't forget that
Bohovic is a man, he is 40.
Kamaru Usman outlanded Tyron Woodley by a margin of 336 to 60. That's a gap of plus 275 in Usman's favor. This happened at UFC 235. But for even wider gaps, we have seen a 315 strike differential of 361 to 46 total strikes in UFC Fight Night 65. This was between Stipe Miocic and Mark Hunt, Stipe landing 361 strikes and Mark only landing 46. Khabib Nurmagomedov is 29-0, but only 13 of those wins come from the UFC. The other 16 wins come from CSFU, Champions League, PAC, TFC, M1 Challenge, Golden Fist Russia, and Pro FC. Just imagine if all 29 wins were in the UFC, this man would easily be recognized as the GOAT. Many consider him the GOAT regardless. Just look at how this dude trains sometimes. Here we can see him swimming upstream in a freezing river against the water flow. Shannon Rich has been in 132 bouts. His record is 53 wins and 79 losses. In over 130 fights, none of these went the distance for a full bout. They all ended before the scheduled rounds were finished. Yoshihiro Akiyama is the first fighter to start his UFC career with 3 straight Fight of the Night bonuses. Travis the Ironman Fulton's MMA record is 255 wins and 54 losses. That's 320 bouts. This includes 2 separate 30-plus win streaks within his career. In Joe Sun's debut at UFC 4, he was facing Keith Hackney. To escape a headlock, Keith repeatedly punched Joe in his family jewels, which was legal at the time. And speaking of what is considered legal and illegal, maybe Joe deserved those punches if not more. He's currently serving life in prison for his illegal crimes, many of which are too gross to mention in this video. If you want to know what he did, you can find him on Wikipedia, which is what he told the police when he was arrested. And yes, if he looks familiar, he's the shoe-throwing guy in the Austin Powers movies. He had an 0-4 career in the MMA, so he's a failure both in and out of the octagon. To turn things back to a fun note, here are some fun MMA/UFC nicknames. We have Jeff, scary nickname Nader, and yes, his nickname is scary nickname. Rick, the ginger with the intent to injure Pfeiffer. Violent Bob Ross Luis Pina. Matthew the Care Bear Perry. Ian Uncle Creepy McCall. Jacob the Gerber Baby Thrall. Kenny the Tooth Fairy Foster. Justin Pancake Prescott. Steve the Creepy Weasel Montgomery, Dirty Curdy Richard, and last but not least, we have an OK nickname. It's Henry OK Corrales. So here was MMA/UFC facts that sound fake but are actually true, part 3. Let me know if you want to see a part 4 and I'll gladly make more. Don't forget to tap out that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Ringside Rewind and I'll fast forward to you later.